Craig, what sort of match are you expecting? Have Watford got any chance?
Well, I'm hoping for a good one now that I'm actually going to be there. But you know, there is a chance that it could be very one-sided. I hope that's not the case from a neutral standpoint. But as you know, I got here to London this morning, Dan, and I've been really bored. And when I'm really bored, I start looking for stuff. And I looked at Watford against the top 6 teams in the Premier League, and I actually thought they'd been more competitive. When I scroll back, they've 12 games, they lost 11. And only won 1, and that was back in September against Tottenham. So they've fared really well against the other teams in the Premier League who are on a kind of level par with them. But they haven't certainly got the results against the bigger teams. They played well at Old Trafford a few weeks ago, didn't win. They actually played well at Chelsea recently, particularly in the first half, ended up losing 3-0. So they are a team that is capable, but so far this season they really haven't done it against the big boys, and there's no bigger than Man City.
Watford got a chance?
It depends on the mindset of Manchester City. If they're thinking about vacation, if they're thinking about going on holidays, then maybe there's an opportunity there. But the truth is one of the things that we have admired from this Manchester City team and Pep Guardiola, the mentality of the players, is a culture that has been built within the club, where there's an expectation of performance, there's an expectation of what you're supposed to do. And if you're Pep Guardiola, I can imagine already him talking to the players, saying something along the lines of, we've accomplished a lot of our goals this season, let's finish this season the way it's supposed to be finished, and let's make sure that we go out here and win what we're supposed to win. They're favorites, rightfully so. And if they play well, Watford have no chance.
How do you approach this from a Watford perspective?
I think from a Watford perspective, I think they have to gamble and try and go toe-to-toe with them and outplay them. You know, Watford so far this year, Craig's telling you about the results against the top 6. They've tried to sit and be tight and try and break. And they've never been in any games, pretty much.
Right.
So they have to trust themselves what they're good at. And what they're good at is they can pass the ball, and they can create chances, and they can score goals. Now, with that, the reason I said gamble is because if you want to open up and try and go toe-to-toe with City, then there's a good chance you're going to lose some goals. But if you don't give yourself a chance, you don't want to finish an FA Cup final getting beat 3 or 4 by sitting at the top of your box. Because if they sit at the top of the box, that's what's going to happen.
Craig, you could, of course, witness history in that Manchester City, the first side ever to win the domestic treble. An extraordinary achievement from this side.
Well, it would be, but you know, it kind of doesn't feel like that, because, you know, if it does happen, obviously they've not been as dominant in the Premier League this year because it was very close, but they just feel like they've been this dominant side for a couple of years. Last year was so much easier. And, you know, the run that they've had coming through, as well as Watford, hasn't exactly been the toughest. There were a couple of decisions have gone the way, particularly with the lack of VAR as well. But, you know, from City's point of view, the disappointment in not going to the Champions League final, where Liverpool will be going, and the fact that they're expected to win. And I think, going back to your point about, you know, the motivation, you got Vincent Kompany, who might not see too many more big days like it. You got David Silva, might not see too many more big days. Fernandinho, if he plays. Sergio Aguero's in his 30s. So there's a lot of motivation for these older guys, if they play, to get this job done.
Should we get some predictions then, gentlemen?
Sure.
Would you like to give me that? Alejandro Moreno.
Manchester City, 3-0. It's over by halftime.
Oh, really? It's not even going to be a little bit fun.
Wait, is Craig going to be there?
Well, yeah.
Well, there's not going to be fun.
No. Stevie?
4-1 Manchester City.
Oh, yeah. We'll end with you, Craig, before we say goodbye.
Well, if it's 3-0 at half-time, Ali, I can do my hit and get out of there and miss the traffic. Game done, I can go. I'm going to go for 4-1 for City. I'm going to go for a dominant win.
For more, sign up now for ESPN+.